My client traveled 5,127 miles just for this haircut. So we're going to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to do it. Now, my name is Jordan Perez. I've been cutting hair for about 2.5 to 3 years, and I make $200,000 a year cutting hair as a barber here in Tampa, Florida. So I want to give you guys the knowledge and the know-how on how to do this haircut, but then I also want to go above and beyond and give you guys some insight on actually how to lock in clients. So whenever they do travel, as they go through the year, they stay in your chair and they're not, jumping around to different barbershops. I want to give you guys the know-how. Somebody asked me in my DMs, Jordan, how can I actually go about locking in clients to where I can actually build my clientele? And more towards the end of the video, we're going to talk about exactly that. Now you can see with this fade, it's more of a burst fade. We have a little bit of a V at the back. He has the curls on top, and I've started straight into my hair cutting system. Now I started with my borderline, kind of traveling in that more kind of rainbow shaped motion. Then I had my one guard open with the clipper, and I just created another panel. Now you can see me with my purple 2 guard, and I'm just going and blending into the top. And you can see I'm trying to make all of my guidelines very, very similar, very parallel to each other. That way the shape of the fade can be very, very consistent. That is my 1 guard right there. And I'm just going and I'm softening up that area that I'm about to start fading into. Now, using a system is extremely important, and especially for locking in clients, because if you give them a great haircut, but you actually don't know how to do that haircut again, it's gonna be hard to lock them in. If somebody's coming back to you for a haircut, then it means that they want the same haircut, or maybe a little bit better, but majority, they want the exact same haircut. So that's why you need a system to actually know how to cut hair. Now, I would suggest that you just learn one system that could apply to every single haircut, and you just continue to use that system, because the more that you use the system, the better that you'll actually be able to get. And you just get this crazy muscle memory where you could actually have these fantastic fades come out so easily. Now, as you're going to see in this video, Ernesto is showing me his phone the whole time during the haircut, wanting me to look at these pictures from his trip. He went to a wedding in Italy, and he's showing me all the pictures because apparently they spent a lot of money on that wedding, and he was just kind of sharing his trip with me, right? I always go out of my way to listen to my clients as they talk about their lives, because I'm genuinely interested, and I should be interested because I'm their barber. And it's more than just a haircut. We actually have built up a relationship where I kind of keep in touch with my clients. Now, it's not always the easiest. I cut about 80 to 90 clients every single week, but because I'm pretty locked in, I'm able to get it done. Now you can see I'm starting to bring my fade together. This is my 1.5 guard on my clipper, and I'm just going and I'm tying in that last section of the fade where this is all where it starts to smooth out a little bit. Now, a little bit later on, I'm going to do some clipper over comb work just to go ahead and blend into the top of the fade, because you always want to show some love to the curls. So many guys that come in and actually sit in my chair actually have very, very curly hair on top, and they always say how barbers don't know how to cut into their curly hairs and keep it faded and blended without having to take off all of their curls. Now, as you can see, whenever I do a step for the actual fade, I also go ahead and do it on the beard as well, because I'm already on that side. And now I'll start to break into the actual other side of the haircut, where I'm going to go and you get to see all the steps from square one. I get to set in that same rainbow motion with my trimmer, and I get to bald all of that area out. This step I always like to do first. Now, this is the guideline that I'm going to make sure every other guideline is parallel to. You don't want sloppy guidelines, because the sloppy guideline kind of leads to a sloppy fade. It's just way harder whenever you have sloppy guidelines. It leaves you to do so much more work at the end of the haircut in terms of detailing. Now, this is my foil shaver. This just gets the bottom of the fade extra tight and extra smooth. Not everybody can actually use this, right? Sometimes people's skin will actually get irritated and they'll get bumps. So you want to make sure to ask your clients before you use this if it's okay and that it's not going to irritate them, because it doesn't matter how fresh your haircut is. If you're irritating the skin of your clients, that's really going to suck. Now, in terms of locking in clients, right now, this is all that I focus on is locking in clients, because it doesn't matter how good you can market if you actually can't lock in any clients, your clientele is never going to build, and you're never going to actually have demand for your service if there's nobody that consistently wants the service, right? So you actually want, essentially what you want to create is a word of mouth worthy service, a service that is so good that whenever somebody comes and actually gets the service, they don't want to stop getting it, right? And not just that, but it's word of mouth worthy, meaning that they go out, they tell their friends, their family, their co-workers, yo, check out my barber, they are absolutely amazing. That is the level of service that you guys want to have, because check me out, just in that alone, you're not going to have to market as much, because everybody that comes in and gets a haircut by you brings you another 1, 2, or 3 people to your actual chair. So it's like your business is marketing yourself. That's called word of mouth. It's still to this day one of the strongest forms of marketing. And check me out, if my client here goes and tells his friends about me, which he has before, they come in and they get a haircut already thinking super good things about me. I haven't even cut their hair yet, and by the way, it was 100% free. Now, I still do marketing outside of just having a great service, but I think that having a word of mouth worthy service is actually the foundation behind your marketing. Like, kind of think about it like this, right? Now, guys, I think about it in terms of, there's like 3 things that I really want to focus on to have a really nice word of mouth worthy service. Now, the first one is obviously, a part of the haircut is super important. You want to make sure that people are happy with the product that they actually are getting, right? But I don't just call it a haircut. I don't just do haircuts, cookie cutter haircuts. What I do is I do tailored haircuts. Every haircut that I do, my client knows that it is a tailored haircut. It's a haircut that is specifically made for them, for their lifestyle, for their likes, for their dislikes, also for the areas of their head. Some areas might be lighter, some areas might be denser, their hair might grow in a certain direction. So I always tell my clients that we're going to tailor the haircut specifically to you, and then I go out of my way to actually remember the haircut. You can see that we're doing a little V here in the back. That is something that is personalized to him. He likes having a small V just at the bottom of the lineup. So I always go ahead to tailor the haircut to him. One, that makes them think that I am professional, because I'm not just doing a regular mid-fade, right? Everything is tailored to them, and I know how to do that. Also, they feel special. They feel special because their barber remembers their haircut, and they remember, why they're doing it, right? Whether it's their lifestyle, whether it's their head shape, whether it's areas that are maybe a little bit thin or a little bit thick, right? So it makes them feel more special than if they were just a number, just a head in a chair, if that makes sense, right? Now, also, something huge when it comes to actually having a word-of-mouth worthy service and being able to lock in a client is just phenomenal customer service. Right now, that might be like, oh my gosh, I've heard this a million times, but guys, check me out. Think about a waiter at a restaurant. They can literally make or break your experience. Even if the food is amazing, if a waiter at a restaurant is the complete, just mean person, right? It's going to really affect you going back to that restaurant, regardless of how good the food is. So when I think about customer service, I think about service with a smile. I think about being friendly with my clients, right? Being actually interested in them, in their lifestyle, asking questions, having some jokes with them and stuff like that, and really being present in that moment while I service that client. Now, another one is just having a friendly environment. When people come in, are they greeted? Do you have some good music playing? If there's kids, are you playing, music on the speakers with some cuss words? Are y'all cracking jokes or stuff like that? Is it tension between barbers? You just want to create an overall good experience. Now, think about this, right? This is going to be my biggest key to actually being able to give a word-of-mouth worthy service. And it's a fun thought experiment. Think about how to give the worst service in the world. If you were a barber and you wanted to give the absolute worst service, what would you have to do, and what would you do? How would you treat your clients? How would you cut their hair? How would you interact with them inside the barbershop? How would you carry yourself inside the barbershop? Think about that. You probably would be mean to your clients. You probably wouldn't give them great haircuts. You'd probably mess their haircut every time. Probably not remember anything about them. It'd be super rude. And then what you do is you do the absolute opposite of that. Do the absolute opposite in terms of how you service your client, where you give them the best service, you give them a tailored haircut specifically for them that you remember. You make sure to show them the mirror, to blow the hair off their feet, to make sure that their skin is clean, that they feel fresh, that they feel better after the haircut. And if you can do that, and if you can do that consistently, you will never ever starve for clients, guys. I made $100,000 my first year as a licensed barber. And I'm telling you this, and I'm making these videos to help you guys out so that you guys can become six-figure barbers as well. You guys can enjoy these tutorials, because at the end of the day, if you're watching this tutorial, it's because you want to learn. I believe that the business stuff and learning that side of it as well, more than just how to do a fade, has been able to make me so much money in so little time, because I'm able to move so much faster. I'm not just focusing on the haircut, but I'm focusing on how to be a better barber in terms of the business. Now, if you enjoyed what we talked about today, if you enjoyed this fresh haircut, please let me know in the comment section below. Comment down below anything that comes to your mind. Let me know, and I will see you guys on the next haircut tutorial. Take it easy, guys, and God bless you.